It's now an exclusive interview. Cushman and Wakefield CEO Brett White. The company manages over 4 billion square feet of property across various countries. Brett, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. I guess the first general question is, where are we in this cycle? Have things started to bounce back for you? And are you optimistic that there's a long way still to go?
We're very optimistic with the signs, Wilfred, that we're seeing in the marketplace right now. We're going to talk a little bit in a moment about Australia, which we think is a great example of what may be coming here to the U.S. and Western Europe. But we've seen transaction velocities begin to pick up. We've seen activity in the marketplace. All of this directly related and dependent on levels of vaccination, or in the case of places like Australia, New Zealand, total lockdown and no COVID cases. But yeah, things are definitely looking a lot better today than they did 12 months ago at this time.
That said, Brad, I wanted to ask a little bit about office space. And in his recent shareholder letter, the chairman and CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, said that we'll move to a more open seating arrangement. And as a result, for every 100 employees, we may need seats for only 60 on average. This will significantly reduce our need for real estate. The reason I pull out that particular quote and example is that this is a company that says less than 10% will actually be fully work from home, and yet their real estate needs falling 40%. I mean, that sounds like a huge warning sign for office space.
Well, I think, first of all, I'm not sure that what JP Morgan meant was that they would reduce their footprint by 40%. Certainly not now. Now, it may be very possible that in a certain location that they're refitting, that's possible. But let me tell you what industry is saying right now, what corporate CEOs are talking about and planning. We're looking at something like a 10 to 15% reduction in demand of office space. So if we were to look at a lot of large companies, on average, they're talking about 10 to 15% reduction, not numbers as big as 40. Now, there are others that may be fully remote in the future, but there are many, many other firms who aren't going to cut a square foot right now. And really, it's a mixed bag. And so as we think about the immediate near term, as I mentioned, we're looking at about a 10 to 15% reduction in demand of office space. But Wilfred, it's important to remember that over the next 2-3 years, that will be fully mitigated by the creation of new jobs that the U.S. economy and the global economy will produce. We think, by the way, that the 3 million office working jobs lost in the early months of the pandemic will be fully regained by the fourth quarter of this year.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.